I had an email today to say that I am legally divorced after 2 years. The choices that I made 2 years ago, it's felt like I made the choice to pull the rug from underneath my feet, flip the world as I knew it upside down, shake all of its contents out, prod and push every single button to make that choice to walk away from something so good. I have felt elements of grief, regret, upset, disappointment.
She had just received the email confirming that her divorce was finalized, and that's what triggered a wave of emotions about her decision to leave the marriage. Based on her video, it seems she regrets it.
I had an email today to say that I am legally divorced after 2 years of waiting for that to happen. It's a really weird thing to have ever shared on the internet, and I'm aware that I share so much of my life on here. However, I've never been met with such, the only way I can describe it is like I have felt women release tension and emotion in almost like in comfort from me sharing that. So particularly today, after waiting for that email to come for 2 years, I wanted to be really honest and vulnerable with you guys about how it's made me feel, because it definitely has made me feel a certain kind of way. When I was a kid, I used to say that getting divorced or like having kids and splitting up was my biggest fear, like one of my biggest fears. And the choices that I made 2 years ago meant that not only did I have to face my fear, got quite a few, square in the face, it's felt like I made the choice to pull the rug from underneath my feet, flip the world as I knew it upside down, shake all of its contents out, prod and push every single button to make that choice to walk away from something so good.
This is the main reason she's crying. Deep down, she knew their marriage had everything it needed to move forward, yet she ended it. Why would someone leave something that, by her own words, was really good? I guess the idea of finding something better was stronger, and now, here she is. Leaving a healthy relationship for an imaginary future isn't a good strategy, and this video proves it.
I remember so many people have said like, oh, you're so brave for what you've done. And I was always like, brave? No, darling. Brave is, brave is saving lives, brave is doing all of those big extreme things. But now, like, I have felt elements of grief, regret, upset, disappointment, guilt, shame, nearly all of the things that you'd imagine. I have definitely felt elements of those things over the past 2 years.
This is understandable and is often triggered by the realization that they were better off with the person they left. This kind of reaction typically occurs when those who walk away aren't able to achieve what they initially thought they would. At some point, they come to realize that replacing their significant other isn't as easy as it might have seemed, and sometimes that realization comes a little too late. The truth is, she wouldn't be breaking down in tears if she were in a new relationship and genuinely happier than she was before.
And the distrust I've had in myself because of making such a huge life change and having to deal with the consequences of that has had me rocking back and forth. So I think I'm wanting to share this with you in case you feel alone, in case you're petrified of making a choice that you know in your heart is the right one. It's okay, like this is closed now, this chapter's done, and you did it, and like...
We don't know their personal situation, but based on what she shared, it's clear they didn't have a problematic relationship. If the breakup was due to serious issues, she would likely feel relief or even happiness. It would be something to celebrate, not something to cry about. She even admitted it was hard to walk away from it as it was a good marriage, and that's what really caught my attention.
Push every single button to make that choice to walk away from something so good.
I'm not sure if this has something to do with social media or the illusion that there's always a better option waiting for them, but it's a growing trend in today's generation. We've seen many cases where people leave healthy marriages, and what's even more striking is that they often can't clearly explain why. Some say they were bored, others say they grew apart, and some openly admit they just want to explore other options. And this is exactly why videos like this are becoming more and more common on our social media feeds.
In case you're petrified of making a choice that you know in your heart is the right one.
As we can see, she was trying to convince everyone that she made the right choice. But if you pay attention to the whole story and the tears falling as she talks about it, it becomes clear that she regrets it. Unfortunately, this is the reality for many. It's yet another reminder that the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's greener where you water it. All I can say is, unless you have serious issues in your relationship, don't leave because things aren't as easy as many think.
This message is just for the ladies. If you're a guy, just keep scrolling. Do not get married. Do not. If you want partnership, that's fine. If you want to be in a commitment, that is fine. If you want to have children, that's fantastic. Do not get married. It's a trap. All of it's a trap. It is byproduct of a little boy who never had to work for his mother's affection, and therefore he grows up believing that he is deserving of everything that you try to give him in order to get a little bit of that validation back that he gave you in the beginning of the courting phase or the dating phase. Yeah, it never lasts. Do not get married. If you want a diamond ring, ladies, go and buy one for yourself. Your time here on earth is intended for you to channel and to connect to higher consciousness through your divine feminine presence. If you get married, then you end up having all of that attention diverted into taking care of other people aside from yourself. That's the intention behind it, is to get you to not understand and remember why you came into this earth as a divine, superior, feminine being. Patriarchy is dying. The ladies are waking up.
Kids seem like an even biggest trap than marriage, honestly. Who hurt you? You didn't even touch on how some men drain women financially after divorce and leave them with absolutely nothing, including draining their pension plans. But judging from these comments, many women still feel like it's a security blanket in case something happens to the guy. They get help. If you want a diamond ring, go buy one for yourself, period. I'm not sure if she is simply confused, or if this is one of those cases where someone is speaking without fully understanding the subject she is talking about. I am saying this because if her goal is to guide women in making informed decisions about marriage, she is doing the opposite because this approach won't help them at all. Telling women to do everything except get married isn't beneficial, at least not for them, and deep down she likely knows it. How does having a child outside of marriage benefit a woman? I'm still trying to understand her logic. Wouldn't having a child create a deeper attachment than marriage? It seems like yet another instance of someone projecting their personal experience onto others and trying to present it as a universal truth. But that's not how it should work. She was probably in a marriage where she felt trapped and now wants others to believe marriage in general is a bad idea. But that logic doesn't hold. We're all different, and not everyone will have the same experience. What didn't work for her might be exactly what works for someone else.
Happy International Women's Day to all the men who go 50-50. Happy International Women's Day to all the men who split the bill. Happy International Women's Day to all the men who don't know how to initiate, plan, lead, or execute. Happy International Women's Day to all the men who say, well, I don't know, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? Happy International Women's Day to all the men who say, well, you could have texted me first. Happy International Women's Day to all the Libra placement men. You bad little bitches.
Happy International Women's Day to all the men who are princesses. All I hear is, I have no idea what's going on in our current economy, which is why I still expect men to pay all the bills. I also hear, "I don't want to contribute to the relationship. I just want men to take initiative while I sit back and enjoy being chased." It's surprising to see a grown adult still expecting others to take care of them. And if a man doesn't, it means that he is not doing his job properly. Anyone with a realistic understanding of today's economy knows that only a small percentage of men can afford to cover 100% of the expenses. Most of us earn average salaries, and that means most households require two incomes to function sustainably. That's why statements like these don't hold up. They ignore the financial realities of modern life. How can we expect most men to carry the full financial burden when the economy itself is structured around the need for dual incomes?